What's up, everybody? Welcome to Instigation Nation, where we bring you the best minds, the hungriest animals, the craziest people that were born to be instigators, just like you. You know, my nickname growing up was Instigator. That's all they ever called me. You're such an instigator. Don't instigate your sister. Why are you instigating? Oh, you're such an instigator. Man, it was used as a label against me to insult me for years. And it worked for a little while, for a long while actually. That bad programming got in my head. But I flipped it, I turned it upside down, and we turned it into an asset for our family. My wife and I, right? So anyway, I got the hat, I'm an instigator, but what does it mean? I looked it up. What is an instigator? An instigator is one who makes something happen or come about. Now do you feel proud to be an instigator? Do you want to be an instigator? Do you have the stuff to be an instigator? We'll see, because that's this environment. You know, we got a lot of motivational teachings and a lot of success stories and motivational quotes. We got the 25-year-old with the laptop on his patio or on his the hood of his Lamborghini, sitting in front of a palm tree, telling you you can make millions in your early 20s by using this thing called the internet. Yeah, well, maybe they're out there, but for 99.99999% of us, that's just not real. Nor should it be our route. What should be our route is the true life that we were created for. So you were put here on this planet to accomplish something, not just for one thing, but to accomplish something big. And that thing is inside you. That thing is inside your guts. It's the reason, it's in your DNA. It's the reason for your birth. Do you know it? Are you living it? I'll tell you what, this idea of being an instigator, to instigate you, is to make your true self happen, to make your true self come about. That's the idea of instigating you. And that's what this environment is for. Instigation Nation is the fertile environment where you can flourish and develop. We're going to be talking to people who have made it. We're going to be talking to people who are in the process of making it. Because like I said, motivational quotes and success stories are wonderful. And we all like reading them or seeing them, and we're inspired by them. Especially with Olympic time coming up. Summer Olympics is coming up. We're going to see the childhoods, the life these people, these men and women, and sometimes teenagers lived before they made it, right? And then we're inspired by that. But what we've never had an opportunity to see is someone in the grind of the full-time job hustle, the full-time mom hustle, the full-time dad hustle, the full-time student hustle, make it to their blow-up moment, to the moment where they were able to break out of the middle and actually soar in their dream, in their purpose, in their true life. And Instigation Nation is going to track people, starting with me bringing this forward, tracking the everyday grind of trying to get out and making that true life happen. Because right now, it's 4:59 Eastern p.m., I'm in Metro Detroit, Michigan. I was just in Miami 6 months ago, living there, moving back here because I had to take the job because the opportunity financially was something I could not say no to for the sake of my wife and my 4 kids, affectionately known as Kasix. So that's it. I took the job. I took the hustle. I sold out. You know what? And I'm not even embarrassed about it. At first, it was hard for me to swallow because I felt like I lost. I felt like I failed. And there's a lot of pressure on it, right? Because I was trying to do the consulting thing, cold calling every day, working on stuff, pitching deals in Jamaica, in the UK, working on stuff in the United States. And some things were good, but most of it just didn't happen, right? So it just didn't happen. And what I do know is I'll never stop. I'll never quit. And that's it. That's real life. And I don't have a motivational quote for Motivation Mondays or Terrific Tuesdays. That's it. It is the grind. And what I plan on showing, whether it's Periscope, Meerkat, Anchor, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever it is, Snapchat, don't forget Snapchat. I've just been learning Snapchat, right? So I'm getting my groove with that. Whatever it is, I want the audience, I want you to share this with people who are trying to do something other than just exist, who are trying to do something other than just get to the weekend. What I'm talking about is us creating an instigation nation, a nation of instigators, a community, a group, a state, a society of instigators, people who instigate themselves, make themselves happen, make their true life calling come to fruition. That's the idea. And we share it, and we support each other, we tell stories, and that's what it's going to be. So we are going to be at Instigate You, Instigation Nation. I don't even have a URL for this thing yet. You can find me at adamkasix.com. That's adamkasix.com. Links are below. But I do know this. Whenever we get the actual, the name, we're going to make it a brand. And this instigator, when my wife tells me that she believes in something and tells me that I have my finger on the pulse of something cool, I'm gonna trust that. She loves the instigator thing, right? And she's not the instigator type. Because when you hear that word, it's almost got a negative connotation because of what our family and our friends and our teachers, typically the people that are in the middle, nice and comfy, have done to that word. They think it's a negative. But we're gonna blow it up. We're gonna make it into a sweet brand to where when we hear what instigator is, we're gonna know exactly what it stands for. And it's a group of people that are just trying to get out of the middle. It is people that are trying to break out, and that's what it's gonna be. So again, the people that we're gonna interview, we're going to have successful people who've already made it to their purpose, and they're living every day financially and spiritually and mentally in that zone for their family. They're there. They have achieved what their definition of success is. Excuse me. Number two, it's going to be people who are on the way. They're going to be movers and shakers. Maybe they're like me. Maybe they're like you, where they have a full-time job, a full-time student, something. Maybe they're running a business and they don't want to run that business anymore, and they want to get into nonprofit. They want to get into an NGO. They want to get into something else for the good of the world because what they're doing isn't it. It's a malcontent, right? They're not satisfied with where they're at, with where they are. Is that good? I don't even know what the English is on that one. So anyway, the proper grammar, right? Because we're not going to worry about that here. So there is that. And those people, I have friends, I have acquaintances that are doing those things, and we're going to put them on this channel, and we're going to profile their stories. And we're going to turn the YouTube channel and the interviews and the context and all the transcripts, we're going to turn them into written word. We're going to have it posted on the blog, adamkasix.com, and we're going to have resources and tools. I have a crazy hell of a story that my wife and I have lived in the last 20 years because I had a pretty good, relatively boring upbringing as a childhood. I didn't have the crazy bad childhood, but I made tremendously bad decisions as an adult. So I basically self-destructed in a period of 4 years through drugs, alcohol, needles, divorce, affairs, you name it. I did as best as I could to destroy my life. And by the grace of God, I am still here. And not only am I still here, I'm better than I've ever been, and I'm stronger than I've ever been. And we're looking forward to using this platform to help you and to help our friends in Haiti. We're going to help our friends all around the world, wherever it is that we touch, and we're going to do it for the good of the world because that's our true life, and that's what it's going to be. So that's it. Some of the movers and shakers are still in the middle, but it doesn't mean they haven't made it or they're not making it, because success to me is being in line. Your actions are in line with the highest calling of what you see your vision being. And I know that I'm waking up every day, not exactly where I want to be in life, but I'm taking my steps. I'm doing the process that's going to get me there. So that's another big thing. And we're going to take all that mindset, all the teaching and the resources, mix it in with the crazy story that I have, mix it in with perspectives of our friends and our family and our Instigator Nation, Instigation Nation. And we're going to mix all that together to produce content and resources and tools and materials to help you get out of your middle. And yes, I'm recording this while I'm driving because it hit me, and that's what this is gonna be. When it hits me, I'm bringing it to you. Sometimes it's gonna suck, and I'm gonna share the suck with you because no one ever shares the suck and the pain. They only share the pictures of the Lamborghini on the beach. And believe me, I lived in South Beach for a while. Yes, there's Lamborghinis on the beach. And you know what? They're probably leasing them at $2,000 a day to show you that Instagram picture. It's not real. It's not real for you. It's not real for me. And I'm not saying that nobody lives that life, because some people do. But this ain't gonna be that. And I love Lamborghinis. I'm not knocking it. I'm talking about sharing the process of the suck that it takes to succeed in your true calling, whether it's an entrepreneur, whether it's a philanthropist, whether it's running a nonprofit that changes society for good, all those things. It takes motivation, inspiration, finances, all that it takes. But we're gonna actually show you what the world isn't showing you, the people that are making it, what it takes in it, and how sometimes when you gotta come home at the end of the day and you're exhausted because you sold your purpose down the road for the day, you have to come home and you still have to grind at night if you're gonna make your true life happen. So if you're gonna instigate your calling, your purpose, it doesn't matter that you're tired, because your purpose doesn't care that you're tired. It doesn't. It's waiting for you to come and grab it, to take it and own it. So if that's dinner and then you're tired and then you got kids and then it's bath and then you got a headache and then you and your spouse haven't had sex in 5 days and you're stressed, well, guess what? That's real life, pal. I got 15 years of marriage coming this year, 19 together in 2 months. And guess what? Sometimes that's real life. Sometimes 3 weeks is real life. So we're gonna be sharing all that. It's gonna be transparent, it's gonna be authentic, and it's gonna be for you. So we want you to share this with people who you think would benefit from it, because I will be 37 years old next month. I ain't getting any younger. I don't have time to waste doing unimportant things anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna relax and do the leisure stuff. We're talking about an intentional focus toward that true life that we're created to live. So I think that's about it, man. I mean, it hit me. I'm driving down the road here, and it's just like, that's what it is. I'm gonna get over here, and yeah, I mean, we want you to share it. I don't want to ramble too much, but this is gonna be real, guys. I cannot wait to share the whole process and to meet people that we're going to affect, because I know that that's what I was born to do. I know it. So military veteran, a little bit about me there. Military veteran, Afghanistan deployment, 12 years in service. Most of that was reserve time. But actually, no, about half was reserve time, and then half was active duty. I did 2 different enlistments. I was out for a period of time for a few years, and then I went back in. And as much as I loved my military time, I was thankful when it came to an end in 2012. My deployment to Afghanistan, the deployment to Afghanistan was in 2011. And for me personally, married, 2 kids, big dreams, big hopes, aspirations, that was a very, very hard time. And I'm gonna share more about that later, because it was very, very, very dark for me, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And was pregnant the whole time with our 4th kid while we were over there, Skyping, getting bombed, like crazy stuff, right? But I've done work since then with the military. I was invited by the BOSS organization, which is the Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers, and search around the YouTube channel here, or wherever it's going to be, wherever you're seeing this post. It's there on my channel. A little talk I gave to them in Orlando in September about goals and inspiration. It had to do with destruction to destiny. So that was the little marketing slogan we threw on that last minute when they asked me what my talk was about. I was like, I don't know. My whole life was destroyed. Yeah, there you go. Destruction to destiny, right? So we're in the middle of that. I still love the idea of being able to work with vets of any branch and help them succeed, help them transition out of the military, because there's more and more these days, but there's not a lot of very effective, practical, pragmatic tools that can help a veteran get to a life beyond working class poor. I mean, it just is what it is. I know that environment, and that's the truth. So if that offends someone, that's cool, but that's the truth. So we'll have to get by all that stuff and see what we can actually do for people, when, regardless of whether our feelings get hurt or not about whatever it is that we're trying to protect an image of. And so if you don't understand where I'm going with that, it's no big deal, but that's pervasive in the military, depending on the community that you're around. So we're gonna do that. I got friends that are helping vets, American Dream University. Check them out, man. Phil Randazzo, Jess Holland, what they are doing is awesome. They're helping you learn how to start a business. They're helping you get the resumes and whatever, the CVs, the LinkedIn's, because let's face it, resumes, that's a tough mode of getting a job these days. I know a lot of people still use them, but they're going out, right? My man Gary V says resumes are going out. I already knew in my head they were going out, and then he said it out loud, so we'll just back that up. So we're gonna teach people how to use LinkedIn. I'm not a LinkedIn pro. I got some connections there, but my point was American Dream U's doing some great work, and that's the reason I mentioned that. Man, what else? We got a couple nonprofits that are friends that we're going to be doing more stuff with. Eyes Wide Open International, Nicole Bompart. We are helping them. I think there's currently 29 children at the date of this recording. What is it? April 12th, 2016. That's the day this is recorded. So Nicole with Eyes Wide Open International, 29 kids, feeding them, schooling them. They need your help. Go support them. Doing awesome things down there in Haiti, and we're increasing our involvement with that beautiful organization. What else? Anyway, that's it, guys. We'll do some other promo stuff later. I'm already at 17 minutes on this video. So leave your comments. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what kind of stuff people really want to see when they're trying to bust out of the middle, when they're trying to live their true life. And I promise you that I will respond to your comments if you take your precious time and honor this channel with them, because that's a big deal. So hit me up. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Brain Fart. Is that a new app? Hey, if you like the idea, go use it. I think someone's already done something with that. Anyway, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat. Where else are we? We're increasing our visibility because we are instigating our true life, and we're going to help you do the same. Can't wait to connect with you. Can't wait to hear your story. Can't wait to even possibly spotlight you on this channel in an interview. We'll do it in person. We'll do it over screen share. We'll do whatever you want to do, whatever works best for us. Let's get this word out to the people and begin living our true lives. I love every single person. I love all of you guys watching and supporting, and I can't wait to get to know you more. Thanks. Peace out. Love you, and God bless.